Bancroft, you're the owner of the Black Bear Casino in Midlands, correct?
This is correct.
And just to clarify, you did bribe Chase Covington to get a new casino bid in Midlands, correct?
This is correct.
You're admitting to bribing Chase Covington?
Yes.
But you're claiming that you had no reason to do so before Mickey Keenan entered the picture, correct?
This is correct.
Now, being the owner of the Black Bear Casino, this is a highly profitable business, isn't it?
This is a very profitable business.
Now, if you were to own a second casino, this would be even more profit that you would gain, correct?
Not only for me, but for the area of Midlands as well. Brings in
Yeah.
tourism and other revenues into the area.
And if you were to get this bid, you would be the first person in Midlands to ever receive a second casino, correct?
Correct. And this would be something would have been able to show my dad so I could prove to him that I'm as good as he is at building a business.
I want to talk about something that I heard you say on direct examination. Now, you said that you had builders that had accepted a proposal that you had accepted their proposal to start clearing land and building this new casino, correct?
We had not started clearing or building the casino. We only worked on getting the bid for their bid for the construction for when the bid for the casino actually got through.
But you had already bought this land, correct?
That was more of a side project for me because, again, I want to expand Bancroft Entertainment. And I am a big fan of Buffalo Wild Wings, if you couldn't tell. So I was trying to get my toes in, as you will, into that kind of market. But seeing that the proposal for a new bid was coming up for a casino, I figured that'd be a better way to use the land.
Now, directing you back to my question, you had already bought the land for the new casino you were planning to build, correct?
Well, once I changed my idea from trying to get my toes into the wing market, then yes, I would technically have already bought the land, but it was not for that purpose.
It was not for the purpose of building a new casino.
Correct.
Your Honor, may I approach the bench to retrieve the defense exhibit A?
You may.
May I approach the witness?
You may.
Do you recognize this transcript?
I would say so. Looks like the conversation just about for what we had on March 31st.
Is that a fair and accurate copy?
This is a very accurate copy.
I would like to direct your attention to the fifth line that you state in that first paragraph. Now, isn't it true that in that paragraph you say that you have already bought and started clearing the land for the second new casino?
Actually, what I said is I have bought a sizable amount of land that would be the perfect location.
And that you had already started clearing that land, correct?
For construction, yes, but not for the casino.
Approach the witness, Sir Chief.
You may.
May I approach the bench?
You may.
Now, Mr. Bancroft, you had conversations with Chase Covington prior to meeting Mickey Keenan, correct?
Yes, I've had conversations with Covington before meeting Keenan because, like I said, Covington is the chair of the Midlands Gambling Commission. So, as owner of a casino, I have to know the chair and other members of the Gambling Commission.
Now, Mr. Bancroft, isn't it true that you've donated a sizable amount of money to public officials before, correct?
I have.
It'll be over $38,000 from the course of 2008 to the course of 2009.
That sounds about right.
And these would be to election campaigns, correct?
Correct.
And specific government officials.
Specific. Yeah, I guess so.
Now, you talked a lot about how Mickey Keenan forced you to bribe Chase Covington on your direct examination, correct?
Correct.
Now, isn't it true that you had only met Mickey Keenan one time before your April 13th conversation with Mr. Covington?
This is correct.
And during that conversation, Mickey Keenan only said one thing to you and did not use the word bribe in that statement, correct?
He did not use the word bribe, but he implied it very, very well.
In fact, Mr. Keenan had never talked about money with you prior to this conversation, correct?
Prior to the 13th conversation?
Yes.
No, he did not specifically say money. He just said I had to make him happy and make it more appealing.
And you took this to mean money, correct?
I took this to mean I'd somehow bribe Covington and him into getting my proposals.
Thank you, I don't have further questions. Anything on redirect?